Look, I mean, I think it's very unfortunate, Isaac, that we have a former president of the Republic that is behaving like a child. Um, he and his legal representatives did everything in their power, as the law provides, to make a case as to why they felt the Deputy Chief Justice should be recused. And I think that the Deputy Chief Justice, rightfully so, and by law, put up a formidable argument as to why it is not necessary for him to recuse himself from the commission. The minute the ruling went against Zuma, he threw his toys out of the cot, metaphorically, and rushed out and ran away from the commission, basically giving everyone the middle finger, and saying that I'm saying, do what you must. But as from the legal side, his lawyers are saying they are putting in an appeal to the Judicial Service Commission. I don't think that appeal is going to go anywhere, because the argument that says the judge cannot be referee and player, or in this case, judge and witness, simply does not hold, because in a court of law, if one of the parties want the judge to recuse himself or herself, it is that same judge that will apply him or herself to that application and make a ruling. If you don't like that ruling, indeed you can appeal it. But what then happens is, when you lose, you don't then pretend you are going to the bathroom and actually run away like a little child. Completely unacceptable for a former president to do that. And the choices now is very clear. Either they are going to hold him in contempt, or they are going to issue an arrest warrant.
What is Zuma's position in the ANC? And does he really have such a stronghold that they can't decide what to do about it?
Well, there's a few factors that I would like to mention here, Isaac. You know, the first thing is that there are many in the ANC that are still romanticizing about the history of the ANC, of the liberation movement. And indeed, it is an illustrious history. And we've had illustrious leaders in the ANC over the years. But the fact of the matter is that we now have a former president that have engaged in criminal activities at the expense of the people of the Republic, and we must hold him accountable. And I think that there are elements in the ANC that are confused about how we deal. For this is the first time that such high-powered, high-level leaders in the ANC are facing criminal charges. And so they don't know how to deal with it. But one thing I can say is that the support that Zuma has in the ANC is not at all as massive as people think. Because if that was the case, they would have won at the 2017 National Conference. What we now need is for an NEC to come out very clearly and say that no one is above the law, that we draw a line in the sand, and that people like Zuma, people like Magashule, etc., must cooperate with the law enforcement agencies in order to clear their names and to protect the brand ANC.
The question is, will they do that? You just mentioned Magashule's name, who also appeared in court last week. And at the moment, it is reported that he's trying to monster the support of the branches. And read together with this events at the Zondo Commission. What do you make of that?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think maybe firstly to clarify that the Secretary General of the ANC was completely incorrect, and it was unconstitutional for him to make a statement that he was elected by branches and therefore he accounts to the branches. That is just simply factually incorrect in terms of the constitution of the ANC. The ANC constitution is very clear that the highest decision-making body between elective conferences is the National Executive Committee. And if the National Executive Committee tomorrow decides to expel you, to suspend you, or to remove you from your position, they can do so. They don't need the branches. So ACE is playing politics and is trying to say that he is able to muster as you say, the support of branches as opposed to the NEC. It is simply not going to stand.